Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we try to make sense of all the AI news.
And there's certainly been a lot lately.
Yeah, absolutely. Today we're digging into the AI Daily News Digest for May 21st, 2025. Lots to cover, especially with Google I/O happening.
Right, that was definitely the big gravity well this week, pulling in a lot of the attention. But, there was other interesting stuff happening too.
Okay, so let's start there with Google I/O. Sounds like they came out swinging.
They did. They spent some time looking back, actually mentioned, I think, announcing over a dozen new models and research breakthroughs in the past year.
A dozen, wow.
Yeah, and launching over 20 major AI products and features, things like Project Astra, which we'd heard about before, but it really shows the pace.
Definitely. And Sundar Pichai seemed focused on developers.
Very much so. He emphasized the huge opportunities with AI, but also how crucial developers are to actually get these benefits out to everyone. They really see them as key partners.
Makes sense. Okay, so what about search? AI overviews have been around for a bit.
Right, and they're saying that's going well. Users are happier, searching more often, apparently. So now AI mode is rolling out to everyone in the US.
AI mode for everyone. And Gemini 2.5 is coming to search too.
Yep, that's the plan. Integrating their latest model right into the search experience.
So search is getting smarter.
Huh.
They previewed some future stuff, right? Personalized suggestions, complex analysis.
Yeah, and some intriguing terms like deep search and agentic capabilities.
Agentic capabilities. What does that actually mean in practice? Like, what could it do?
Well, the idea is search moving beyond just finding links. It could, understand a complex request, like maybe plan a weekend trip to the coast, and not just give you links, but perhaps draft an itinerary, suggest flights, find hotels, acting more like an assistant.
Okay, so it does stuff for you. And search live.
That sounds like maybe more dynamic, real-time information, less static results, more tailored to what's happening right now, maybe. Still a bit vague, but interesting directions.
It's definitely a shift. Okay, moving on from search, Gemini diffusion. What's the hook there?
Speed, mostly. Google DeepMind says it can generate content 5 times faster than their 2.0 flashlight model.
5 times faster. That's significant.
It is, though they're calling it an experimental demo for now, so gathering feedback, seeing how people use it.
Gotcha. And video generation. VO3 sounds like another step up.
I think so, yeah. It's not just silent clips anymore. VO3 can apparently add soundtracks, make characters talk, put in sound effects.
So more complete scenes.
Okay.
Closer to, actual usable video.
Exactly. Getting past that slightly creepy, silent AI video feel. More immersive, more complete.
Okay. And images. Imagen 4.
Yeah, the focus there seems to be on, richer quality, nuanced colors, intricate details, but interestingly, also much better typography.
Text in images. That's always been a tricky one for AI.
Right, so they're talking about using it for creating comics or stylized stamps, even packaging mock-ups where the spelling needs to be right. That level of detail matters for real use cases.
Absolutely. Okay, let's switch gears a bit. Gemma 3N. This one sounds different, more about running AI locally.
That's the idea, yeah. Edge devices. It uses something they call selective parameter activation technology.
Which is basically a kind of mixture of experts, right?
Exactly. Think of it as having lots of specialized mini models inside, but it only activates the ones it needs for a specific task. So even though the total number of parameters might be higher, the active number is much smaller.
So it can run on, your phone, using resources similar to a much smaller model.
That's the promise. Comparable to maybe a 2 billion or 4 billion parameter model in terms of footprint when it's running, making it feasible for edge deployment.
And it handles different kinds of input.
Yeah, multimodal text, image, video, audio, and apparently over 140 languages. The architecture seems very linked to, or maybe based on, their Gemini Nano series.
Which are also known for being efficient and multimodal.
Right, and there's some speculation, technical guesswork.
Yeah.
That maybe the experts aren't just split by task, but also by modality. So if you give it an image, it fires up the image experts. Give it audio, the audio experts get activated. So even more specialized gating. Could make it really efficient.
Potentially, yeah. Could enhance both efficiency and how well it performs on specific types of data.
Interesting. Okay, another Google name that popped up. Gemini 2.5 Pro Deep Think. Sounds thoughtful.
Yeah. The name certainly suggests that. The buzz, especially connected to a post mentioning Demis Hassabis, is that this might be a toggle, a deep think mode.
Like tell the AI to slow down and really analyze something.
Kinda, yeah. A mode for maybe increased reasoning depth, potentially better, more considered responses, less about speed, more about quality. We'll have to see how it actually surfaces.
A think harder button for AI. Okay, let's move outside the Googleplex for a minute. OpenEvolve. This sounds really cool, an open source project.
It really does. It's basically an open source attempt to replicate DeepMind's AlphaVolve system.
And AlphaVolve is the AI that designs algorithms. Yeah, essentially. It uses large language models in an evolutionary setup to discover and optimize algorithms for coding tasks. Not just fixing bugs, but finding fundamentally better ways to solve problems across whole code bases.
So AI evolving code, that's pretty meta.
It is. The OpenEvolve setup has, the key parts, a way to suggest code variations, a bunch of LLMs to actually generate those variations.
Like a team of AI coders.
Sort of, yeah, an
And
ensemble. Then there's an evaluator to see how well the generated programs work, and a database inspired by something called MAP deletes to keep track of the best solutions found so far.
and how's it doing? Is it working?
Early results look pretty impressive, actually. They're showing benchmark results nearly matching the original AlphaVolve on some standard tasks like circle packing or function minimization.
Wow, near parity. That's huge for an open source effort.
It really is. And apparently, the programs that evolved autonomously discovered some quite advanced algorithmic techniques. It wasn't just tweaking, it was finding novel approaches.
That really highlights the power of the open source model when applied to AI research.
Totally. And they also tested different LLMs within the system. Gemini Flash 2.0 and Claude Sonnet 3.7 seem to perform best for the code generation part.
Interesting comparison.
Yeah, and they also noted that using Cerebrus AI's API was significantly faster for the sheer volume of inference needed for this kind of high generation workload.
Makes sense. That evolutionary process must involve tons of trial and error.
Exactly. Lots and lots of program generations and evaluations.
So wow, a ton happening. From Google pushing AI deeper into search and generation to these really efficient edge models like Gemma and now open source AI designing algorithms.
It's moving fast, isn't it? The landscape is just constantly shifting. The Google I/O stuff, Gemma 3N's focus on efficiency, OpenEvolve's ambition,
Hmm.
it all points to AI becoming, well, more pervasive, more powerful, but also maybe more accessible in different ways.
What's the one thread running through all this that you think people should really be keeping an eye on?
I think it's that dual push. On one hand, these incredibly powerful, large-scale models in the cloud, like the ones Google showcased. But on the other hand, this intense focus on making capable AI run efficiently locally on your device, like with Gemma 3N.
So it's not just bigger is better, it's also about smart and small.
Exactly. It suggests a future where AI isn't just something you access remotely, but it's integrated right into the tools and devices you use constantly, handling tasks directly. That balance is key.
That's a really great point. It's the combination that's powerful.
Okay, final thought then.
Go for it. With projects like OpenEvolve, showing AI can actually discover and improve algorithms.
Huh?
How does that change how we even think about innovation or, software development itself in the next few years? Are we outsourcing creativity to the machines?
That's the big question, isn't it? A fascinating and maybe slightly unsettling thought to chew on.